What's up, everybody? This week I decided to take a break from reading that fairy tale fan fiction. Not that I'm not enjoying it, it's just like it's a long one, and I just want to do something a little bit new. So we're going to be reading our first My Hero Academia fan fiction, which is cool because I love My Hero. And this is not a romance one; it's a drama and tragedy, and it's called The Traitor. Look out for the traitor. Look out for the knife or other words. So yeah. So everyone who has read My Hero knows about the traitor thing, and I don't think it's ever been brought up again. I haven't been keeping up with the manga all too much, so I don't know if they're bringing that up. I mean, I have a few theories of my own personally who the traitor is or could be, but that's a story for another time. Um, let's start with the traitor. Something was terribly wrong. The Midoriya household was giving off a horrifyingly eerie atmosphere that clashed with the smell of fresh katsudon. Uh, oh, okay. A warm and peaceful place lost its usual welcoming vibe, now shattered like the shards of glass scattered across the floor. It was a living oxymoron that a surprise meal scent reeked with recently leaked blood. The red liquid drizzled down the hall and beckoned anyone who would dare enter the kitchen to find its source. Much like everything else, the lights were dimmed and flashing full of warning like the bulbs had busted long ago. Everything looked like a polar opposite of what it should be, like a nightmare turned reality. Ochaka Uraraka felt herself trembling in the open doorway. When wood was splintered from a forced entry, she was supposed to be a part of Inko's surprise dinner for her son. The perfect birthday party planned several nights before this very one. The brunette staggered forward, forcing her legs to move despite the numb feeling. A shaky hand brushed up against the cracked wall as Ochako tried to stabilize her movements. Her zero gravity quirk, I think zero gravity should be capitalized there. Minor thing, but that's just something I noticed. Often caused her to vomit when overexerted, so the feeling of something swelling up in her stomach to erupt like a volcano into her throat came naturally. I like that. I was actually wondering where that was going because I'm like, why are you talking about her quirk now? And it's like, oh, it's because this little I'm comparing it to the sound she feels right now and how she's used to it. That's kind of nice. I like that. Good on you. Good on you. I mean, Baraka felt tears burning in the corners of her eyes as she puked into the pool of blood. Ew. A sight no child or teen should see was sprawled across the kitchen. A green-haired woman had been torn apart beyond recognition. Oh my God! His mom's dead. I didn't know that actually when I was skimming through this. Oh my God! Ochako had no doubt that this lady was Inko Midoriya, Izuku's mom, whose corpse was now ripped limb from limb to look like a disassembled puzzle. Oh my God! Why am I laughing? Deku? Uraraka called out in a shaky voice, for what she feared was another victim. Are you there? Are you here? Where are you? Are you okay? She begged and pleaded in her questions that went from a desperate cry to a somber whisper. The state of shock was enough to shake anybody to their core and left the poor girl in a paralyzed state for quite some time. It felt like hours before she fumbled in her pocket dial in her pocket to dial a number on her cell phone, I think is what they mean. That sentence confused me for a second. The dial tone sounded like the ticking of a clock as Ochako begged for someone to answer. Finally, they did. Ida, we have to get All Might and Todoroki. And it's Deku. He's in trouble. The traitor. I like how they kind of put the little title thing like after like the prologue. That's kind of cool, actually. It's kind of cool, actually. I like that. I don't see many fanfictions that do that. The scraggly blonde man trudged onward with a suited up Ochako Uraraka and three other teenagers. The team had hastily been assembled to rescue Izuku Midoriya, consisted of Katsuki Bakugo. Why is he there? He wasn't. Osaka didn't call on him. Why is he there? Shoto Todoroki and Tenya Ida. Their leader had once been regarded as the symbol of peace, which should be capitalized again. His old rank as the number one hero, pro hero, had been being sufficient proof. Now, the once hulking defender was reduced to a skeletal state that looked nothing short of straight up weak. That didn't stop the previous wielder of One for All from coming to save his successor, though. Ochako was now in her uniform and donned the alter ego of Uravity, a pink-suited superhero. Alongside her was the captive's rival and former childhood bully Katsuki Bakugo. He kind of was. I don't know when this is taking place, but like he was a bully for a while before he started turning good again. Uh, that's just my opinion. The blonde was dressed like a living grenade and had the personality of one prepared to explode at any given moment. One would wonder why someone who despises Izuku would bother to join the rescue squad. You'd be surprised to discover the answer was that Katsuki actually saw Deku as his best friend. Really? Like, I know he's changed and all, but come on, best friend? Like, oh my god. But at least I did get an answer from earlier as to why Katsuki was even there in the first place. So good on you, author. Good on you. Storytelling's been good so far. Very good. The secret bromance rivaled even that of Iricho Kirishima's secret bromance. That implies that Midoriya's in on it, and I don't think he is. God. The perfect evidence was the fact that Bakugo had settled on his hero name being the childhood nickname Izuku had given him. Kachan. What? When is this taking place? Is this like a while after like all this crap happened? Like I'm confused. Midoriya had done the same with the title Deku. I think that was more because of Ochako. That wasn't because of him. Like in the show, it specifically like implied that Uraraka was the one who kind of gave Deku a good meaning. And like that's why he made it his hero name, not because of Bakugo. Bakugo was saying it as an insult. But I guess maybe that's just how their history, this fanfiction writer's particular history is written, I guess. It's still very off-putting and weird, though. Well, maybe not off-putting is the wrong word. Just weird, I guess. The other two teens, Britannia Ida, a living engine, and Shoto Todoroki, half ice and half fire. Yeah. The shriveled man once called All Might would have revoked the kids of tagging along. I don't get what that's supposed to mean. I think you could have would have stopped the kids from tagging along. Had it not been for the ransom note Ochako had found in the Midoriya household. Yeah, that should be a comma, comma, had it not been for that. The letter specifically requested this bunch of heroes and promised to kill Izuku if the demands weren't met. It was no doubt a scheme conjured up by the League of Villains to eliminate the exact people that had been a thorn in their side since the beginning. All Might had been their target since the start, and now he was vulnerable. The teens were just annoyances that kept getting in their way. It was no doubt a trap. The team made the mistake of letting their guard down as soon as they saw Izuku Midoriya motionless and bound to a chair in chains. The messy green hair had been mixed with dry red blood, much like his outfit, and purple bruises. Everyone had to fight back at any gagging as they recoiled at the sight of their friend so beaten from torture. Ochako was the first to his side, desperately straining to break him free from the bonds. Deku, it's going to be okay. Uraraka tried reassuring the boy despite her voice quivering with its own fear. I didn't do that. I'm sorry. Midoriya, my boy, who did this to you? The skeletal form of All Might replaced his signature smile with a snarl that seeked vengeance. I think it should be with a snarl replacing his signature smile, or a snarl that seeks vengeance. That should be reworded. I know who did this. Izuku barely managed to respond through a ragged and raspy voice filled with coughs. The UA traitor we've been looking for. He did this. The traitor? Who is it? That's probably not how Todoroki sounds at all. And there's not even exclamation points. So exclamation marks. So Todoroki stepped forward to freeze the restraints so Ochako could break Izuku free from them. Much like the ice he created with his quirk, Shoto froze in place upon the next sight. Ochako's eyes bulged as her mouth hung open, a likely result from the mix of shock and a knife embedded in her stomach. The blade twisted in her gut before slashing at its next victim, spilling the contents of Todoroki's belly as well. A grin graced Izuku's lips as he stood from the seat. Me. First of all, that's cool. Second of all, the Izu Ocha shipper in me is kind of mad that he killed Ochako first. That's very irritating to me, but not a deal breaker. So, and I don't know who this person exactly ships with who, but that's just, I don't even know why the fuck I'm talking about this. We got a fanfiction to finish. The blondes felt like they had been stabbed too upon witnessing the sudden revelation. Their ears rang with Deku's laughter. It sounded like a distorted hyena let loose on a murder spree. Shako and Shoto could only stare like the others as they bled out in a similar fashion. That Inko had died. Did he murder his mom? Why would he do that? Like, I don't. Oh my god. I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand either. What's there not to understand? It was all an act. All this time, I was the traitor at UA and played you for power. I got close to everyone so I could spring this trap. The tone in Izuku's confirmation set shivers down everyone's spines. They had never seen him look so deranged, yet composed and confident. You're lying. Fucking Deku was too much of a pussy to pull this off. You're an imposter. Yeah, man, that's my best friend you're talking about. He's too much of a pussy to do this shit. And again, he's my best friend. Bakugo ignite. Why did I say Beku? Bakugo ignited miniature explosions in his palms to intimidate. He was certain it would be Himiko Toga in disguise or a clone of some sort. Oh, you mean poor, stuttering Izuku, the useless Deku? The quivering voice was different this time around. Izuku mocked himself for the impression everyone had been so used to. Don't you get it? I'm not the damsel in distress. I'm not your friend or partner. I'm not brainwashed or something. This is all on my own accord. No, I am the bad guy. The crazed smile on Izuku's face made him look like he lost his mind despite the businessman-like demeanor. The scratches and bruises that made him look like a kidnapped victim were wiped away to be proven as mere prosthetic and makeup. It had been a ruse, a trap set from the very beginning. Why, though? Why would you do this, Midoriya? Tenya had been kneeling at the sides of his dying friends the entire time. The armored hero tried applying pressure to the wounds to keep him alive, but sobbed as he failed miserably. Izuku shrugged as he spun the knife in his hand. Why not? The rhetorical question was another shocking factor from the now revealed villain. I'm gonna fucking kill you for this! Bakugo fumed. There's a time and a place for everything. Right now, you should probably realize that you and Ida are the only ones capable of saving Uraraka and Todoroki. That'll leave me some alone time with All Might so we can chat a little. Like hell, go! The ex-symbol of peace ordered Katsuki to leave. But Bakugo was about to protest until he saw the expression on All Might's face. It was the same look of guilt and betrayal that Katsuki had. We'll come back for you, we promise, Tenya reassured the retired pro hero as he and Bakugo used their quirks to race the downed heroes to the nearest hospital. Is it just me, or is it hot in here? Let's go get some air. Izuku smiled once again as he and his previous mentor were alone. All Might hesitated to move at first, but reluctantly followed his former protege up a flight of stairs. It led to a fire escape that allowed them to walk onto the roof. I have so many questions for you, Midoriya, but all I can manage to say is that I'm so disappointed in what I've let you become. I should have seen it sooner. All Might meekly spoke. You think this is something that happened over a course of time? This is that it was during my journey at UA? That's where you're wrong yet again. I've been faking it since the start, ever since you gave me One for All. Why? Do you know why I chose this place, All Might? Do you remember the day you crushed my dreams? Zuko gestured at their surroundings. After a small pause and moment of silence, he continued with a sigh. No, of course you wouldn't. It'd been so long ago. The small, quirkless boy that looked up to the ever so powerful hero. All he wanted to do was be like his idol. Everyone had shunned Izuku except for the man he looked up to. His mom didn't shun him. But like he killed herself, I guess. The hero that had saved him from the slime monster. The question rang through All Might's ears still to this day. This is the exact rooftop that you told me I could never be a hero. I guess you were right. And that is the end of it. I really did enjoy this fan fiction. I think it really is kind of cool to see Izuku as the villain when you always see him as kind of like the white meat baby face. A few grammar mistakes here and there, and like a little thing. I think maybe this person came up with their own like kind of AU or something where
maybe Miss Midoriya wasn't as supportive as she usually is, because like I can't get over the fact that he just killed her. Like, oh my god. Like, that's not something I'd expect Midoriya to do. Like, I can kind of get Bakugo, I can understand that, but like Miss Midoriya is it's so weird. But like, I do have to say, it's a pretty cool plan of him to become a villain, but then act like a hero, so All Might can give him the powers to be a villain. That is so awesome. Actually, it just kind of reminds me of. It actually kind of reminds me of a recent, like when I was recently watching Fairy Tail again, and there was this arc where the Irrational Seis just basically convinced this entire church to do their bidding so they can control time with this mysterious clock. It's actually kind of cool planning, and it kind of fits Midoriya's character as like this meticulous planner. So in that respect, I like it. And like even if there's some things I don't agree with in here, that doesn't take away from the fact that this is actually really entertaining fan fiction. Even if it is short, and you feel like this actually is like a lead into something bigger. Now I don't know this person really much, and I don't know if they've done more with it. Maybe I'll take a look at it after this video is done. But that's how it is. Good fan fiction. I would highly recommend. And it's apparently 3 faves away from 100 faves. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm kind of glad to do something new here. Like the video, subscribe, comment, and share for more. Um, and that's all I got for now. So all I got to say to you all is until next time, stay beautiful, because I'm not going to do it for you.